This piece has had a long, distinguished, and incredible historical run here on the Greenway. This is the Greenway. This is also what else is on the Greenway. For those of us that grew up in old, dirty Boston, this is not how our city looked. It did not look like something out of an anime. It did not look like anything resembling a thriving, bustling metropolis. It seemed like a city that couldn't, for the life of it, figure out a way to grow. I said on a podcast, I misspoke. I said you couldn't get 60,000 people in the city. What I meant to say, they couldn't get up to 600,000 people in the city. It kept topping off at like 550,000 and could never grow from there. A lot of it had to do with housing. A lot of it had to do with all these different things that these plots of land that we just hadn't built on. And nobody was buying up property. Nobody was figuring out a way to do anything constructive with it. And then the rebuilding Boston era came up, and then, all of a sudden now the city has about 750,000 people in it, which is 200,000 more than it did before. However, gentrification has pushed a lot of people that used to live in certain areas out of it. And only by the grace of God do I still live in the South End, Lower Roxbury, near Back Bay, into Bay Village, near Chinatown area of the city, like I have for the 49 years of my life, except for that 6-month stint I've spent in Baltimore when I went to Morgan State University. But I still lived in Boston. My boy, PROBLAK, made this mural. It's of his daughter. And being a Black Bostonian who for years didn't see themselves unless they were in older murals or murals that were made after the summer thing, which is 1968 era, going into the 70s and 80s, when there was a collective of black artists that made it a point to make murals and art pieces in and around South End, Lower Roxbury, Dorchester, through Mattapan, where, the black and Latino population was heavily, situated. Also, Jamaica Plain. Now later, you look at East Boston. So, it was rare for us to see ourselves. And this has been a monumentous event to have this here in the middle of all of this. And bam, you look up and you see yourself represented. A young girl in a Adidas tracksuit, Adidas with the Kangol on, the outfit of inner city Boston, representing hip hop. You see the purple tape right there in the corner, released August 1st, 1995. That's a huge boombox. It said PROBLAK GN Crew. Like, this means so much to all the people that grew up in this neighborhood, in this community. And, it's okay that this runs over and it's going to be replaced by something else that represents something to another segment of the population, because PROBLAK, Recluse, GN, everybody has made a number of murals all over the city that give us the same feeling, and later generations the same feeling that we got as kids seeing the murals made by, the Black Artists Collective in Boston and then throughout Massachusetts. So I just came out here to do this before, they switch over completely to the next mural that's going to take its place. I used to walk through this city at night sometimes and come through here and just look at this, just to take it in. Because I knew that, it's not gonna be here forever, but it's gonna exist in our hearts and minds and souls forever. Because again, like I said in that podcast, Explain Boston to Me, people's idea of Boston versus the reality of it are two disparate things. This represents Boston, the city of Boston to me. You know, this represents the Boston experience to me. One.